Good morning, everybody. I am Sylvia, the crafty old lady, and I hope you are having as beautiful of a day as I am. And even though it's going to be below zero, I think over the weekend or very close to it, zero, it's still a beautiful day. And we had gotten this little sampler box, and I not only liked the candy, but I also love the box. And I decided to make it into a junk journal, a real junk journal. So I think it's kind of flimsy. I think I might actually laminate it and use these as my cover. And I'm going to just use rings, 3 or 4 rings as my binding method. And I am going to, I call these my junk journals, my memory keeping journals. I call them my junk journals, but I've never made an actual, and I use junk in them. Let's see if I can find I use junk in them sometimes, but I want to actually make a totally junk journal, and I was inspired by Shannon Green actually to do this, and then I recently saw somebody else who did it. So I have been collecting a few things, food wrappers that we have, and I bought this little darling garland at, I think it was it Dollar Tree or Dollar General? I don't remember, but I like it. This little piece of the package. We got these the other day for my grandson. These are my current favorite crackers. My husband made these stuffing mixes the other day, and I ate cranberry pomegranate because I'm not into bacon. And he said that his was good, and mine was definitely good. I got this at Five Below the other day, and it's so cute, and it really works. And then I got these Sharpie gel pens that I might include in here. And I'm also going to use, my son who is 40 left this old sketchbook here, and the paper has really aged nicely. I'm going to put a couple of these pages in it. So if I want to glue something onto them and not just include it as a page, if you know what I mean. So let's do that. I'm going to laminate this. And this is just going to be the first in a series of different ways of making journals. So I hope you'll join me for all of these videos, and let's get started. I'm so happy to see this. I took some of the pages out, and I found a sketch my son had done. This was from his high school. Oh, that's so cool. I never even noticed that was in there. I might frame that because I'm into nature stuff. What's this? We love you more than all the stars in the sky. I don't know what that was about. I think that doesn't look like his handwriting, though. But anyway, I'm going to laminate my cover, but I think that I might sturdy it up a little bit with some cardstock. Alright, so I decided not to put cardboard on it because I didn't want to cover that up. So let's see how this works out. Hopefully it'll be sturdy enough. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be crumbling it up or anything. I think it should be okay. And I'm also wondering if I want to put eyelets in it where the holes are going to be. I might do that. And yeah, so I think I get my next one ready here. This will definitely protect it a little more. And it seems to maybe have made it a little stiffer. Let's see if I can tell the difference between this. Oh yeah, that made it quite a bit stiffer actually, so I think it should be just fine. And let's get this one in. I just thought this box was so pretty. I don't know why. right, just a box of candy. I have had problems with this once in a while of it crumbling up inside the machine, so I'm always nervous when I use it because I don't want to destroy what's inside it. Alright, it's getting hot. I'm actually quite surprised by how much sturdier it is, so I'm going to cut the excess off. Not too close, though. And punch my holes, and then decide if I want to put eyelets in it. So what's the weather like where you live? Let me know in the comments below where you're watching from. It'd be interesting to know. Alright, so let me get rid of all this stuff, get this out of the way, and we will make our holes in our cover. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip the front and the back together and get the holes in the exact same spots on the top. Make sure my top, yep, that's top. And I got my centering ruler, which I really could just use this. We know this is the center, and if I do 2 inches to 2 inches, it's too close to the edge, I think. And I do think I need something I can see better, which might be a marker. Hopefully not permanent. Alright, well, there's the center. And now, if I do 2 inches here, I think it'll be okay, actually. So we'll do one here, and one here. I don't want to be cutting the rows out either, though. Alright, so I got my marks evenly, I think they're evenly spaced, and they're 1.5 inches apart, all of them. I need to make this a little longer. So I'm adjusting this so I can make them all fall in the same spot. It's a little bit too much, and I don't want to mess up that rose. I keep going back 2 spots, and I only want to go back 1. I think that's okay. So we'll do that right there. And I have to punch out what's stuck in there so I can see my hole. Okay, so that one's going to go there. And this one's going to go here. They look like they're doing pretty good. Getting evenly spaced. Okay. And this one. Okay, it may not be perfect, but it's going to have to do. Now I've got these, and I'm going to use these to, at least probably just the front, I think. I think it will look pretty. I forgot I had them clipped together. Like, why isn't this coming apart? Alright, so let's go ahead and get these down. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this cover. It's just so pretty. I might see if there's any more. I think we had this one out at Christmas time, or we got, yeah, I think it was. So maybe there'll be a pretty Valentine one too, that I can do the same thing with. It doesn't have to be the same kind of junk journal either. It could be any kind of junk journal. And I'll show you some of the other things I want to be making with some of the paper scraps I have that will be part of this series. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think I want to use all my eyelets up on the back, so I'm just going to do it on the front. And before we get started, I also am going to make a journal with some of the pages that I took out of a journal to make room for adding collages and stuff. And I have, so this is the dot grid paper, and this is lined paper. And I'm going to make some journals with those too. So, and also, I have this little tiny booklet from a little skee ball, tabletop skee ball, that I'm going to make into a journal. And now I have the papers that I'm going to include in there. So I'm just going to do this. And also, I wonder if I can cut through this many actual pages. So I'm going to go ahead and, I think it's straight. Should have actually clipped these together too. And I'm going to punch the holes in these papers. Do I have to do that? I think I do. Oh, maybe not, because they're closer. Still gotta punch that out. I forgot to adjust this, so these might not be exact. Alright. But it is just a junk journal, so I don't think it has to be precise. Although I am kind of a stickler for that. I do like things to measure up and be precise. So, okay, we have those ready. Now, let's prepare our little boxes and things that we have. I have a little box cutter that I use. Sometimes I need a ruler and sometimes I don't. So this one is fine the way it is. But let's get this out of the way so we don't cut that up. And basically, I think I can stay in the lines of boxes are usually pretty easy. That you don't need a ruler to keep it straight. That one was a little off. Okay. And I'm going to also not worry about if maybe some of my pages are bigger than the cover. My box pages, see, that's going to be bigger. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see. How far does that need to go? Right here. I think I might want a ruler for this side. So keep it straighter. So let's just do that. Oops, it moved. Oh well, that's pretty straight though. I also see, like, not quite straight there. See if I can, there's tape there. Let me see. Keep that like that. That's pretty good. That tape kind of messed it up. Okay, so there's another page. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I have them all cut out, and then we'll punch holes. Some of them won't have all 5 holes because they're not going to be big enough for that. And I'm also using the rings so that I can make this book as thick as I want it to be. And I'm going to try to make, like, I might use this as a pocket on a page. You know, stuff like that. But I will be back after I finish cutting stuff up. This is the size ring that I have. If I want to get bigger ones someday, I can easily change them. But for now, let's get the cup ring into the cover. And we'll put, I'm going to disperse these throughout the book, not all in one spot. But I will put one page on there right now. Oh my. Not as easy to get in there. Where is it? Maybe it would have been easier just having 3 rings. Because these are hard to get through when you're trying to keep them all in. Oh my gosh. It's hard to see where I'm going. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's put a page in and see how that's going to work. Well, it may be a little awkward getting my pages in, but once I get them all in, I think it'll be fine. And then, you know, you're only opening it to add a page or 2. So I'm going to take the rest of these, and so that's the top. I guess I'll put it this way. I don't think it really matters though, honestly. Alright, let's poke or make some dots where I'm going to make the holes. And I think I'll do that on all of these right now. This one is a little ripped. I think I better tape it. Okay. It doesn't matter. This one's only going to have 3 holes, I believe. I don't think it's long enough to do all 5 holes. I wonder if that's going to be an issue. I bet it is. I may end up having to cut a little notch in there. Okay. Alright, so we got that. I wasn't thinking about that. So I think I'll put this one right side up. So that's okay for 3. But if it hits the rings on the ends, I might have to just cut like a little notch where the ring is, the extra ring. So let's get this page done. Whoops. Gotta poke it out again. And I also want to measure this. There. That's the only trouble with these. You gotta poke them out every time or you can't see where you're making your holes. Oh well. There, that one came out. I knocked it out. Alright, so we got this page. Yeah, I can see this is going to be a little difficult. I've done it before on smaller journals. And it's not so hard, but with 5 of these, it is a little difficult getting them all in and not having them fall out again, I have to admit. Oh, see what I mean? I think I'll have to do this off camera because it might take too long. I got my book together. I am not sure how I feel about having 5 rings. It was really hard to get them on the pages on, but so far this is what we've got. It's a little awkward too, and I think I'm going to end up putting hole protectors on these papers. I didn't think of that. Well, this is my book so far, my pages, and this got messed up when I tried to make it less thick. So what I think I'm going to do is just cut it right here and glue it down like that. And I'm going to make, I don't know, I think I might use this in my spring junk journal actually, my memory keeping journal. But this one, I do want to make a pocket. So what I'm going to do is this. I don't know if having something be a pocket in this book is going to be a good idea or not, but we'll find out, I guess. So that's my journal for so far. I think if I ever make one again, I will just use 3 rings. And that's going to be how I do it, I think, because it was really hard. But for now, let's put this pocket maybe right here in the middle, I think. I don't think it's going to fit very well this way. I guess it would. I could cut a little notch out right here. Actually, I can do it with this. If I mark where I want it. So, let's see how that works. And now I'm going to get some Fabri-Tac. I've never done this before, so I don't know how this journal is going to come out or how thick I'm going to make it. Because like I said, I've never done it before. And why did oh, I'm going to put it this way. Okay. I think that's going to work just fine, actually. Maybe I should have put it in the middle, though. I'm going to have to put something little in the pocket. And then I think on this page, I'm just going to glue this down like so. And that's, maybe I'll put a sticker somewhere, you know? Oh no, that wouldn't be junk though. This is totally junk. Nothing but junk in here. I forgot. And I don't think I have any more junk right now to put in it. Here's my cover. And I'm not going to put anything on the covers. Page number 1, I'll get that later. Page number 2 with a pocket. Let's see, got something small I could put in there. And actually, it doesn't matter if it sticks out either. But yeah, that would be good. Something like that. And then I have some more. I did cut off the corners, so these could only have 3 rings. And then the rest of the page are just paper pages in the back. So I think it's going to be cute. It's something I'm going to have to get used to with these rings on the top. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching, and please come back and check out the rest of the videos that I make. I'll be working in this too, showing you how I work in this when I get some more junk. And I hope you'll check around on my channel and see some other things that I've done. And I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.